Welcome to Holmesglen Institute in St Kilda Road, where Sew at Maryborough are presenting a sewing machine display. We hope you will enjoy what we're going to show you on our video. Just a little quick trip around what we have here on display today. The Singer with the Tiffany decals, beautifully shown in a parlour cabinet which so many people love. Who said the horn sewing cabinets were a new invention when you know that these parlour cabinets presented all that back in the early 1900s? A quick look at some of the things we have on display for sale, including our quilters tidies, which are proving very popular with quilters for somewhere to store their rulers. Over to our green corner. The Zundap, 1951, made in Germany. Could you get any more Art Deco than that? And look at the shape of the magnificent box. It almost looks like a hat box. Around about 1951 as well, the Bell sewing machine. It sits in the bed but can be lifted out. Made in America, apparently to compete with the Singer Featherweight, but was not as successful. And panning up to the GE, which was brought out in America in around about the 1930s. We love the styling of it, with also the lovely green. And what we are showing today is a series of just a few irons, just as part of the collection, including a kimono iron which we've never displayed before, because ironing, of course, is all part of sewing. Whoever made a garment, particularly in the older days, without sewing and without ironing those seams? A dear little thing which was proudly given to us by a friend, the Waddles Boutique sewing machine, sitting in a case which we found at a market. This gets a lot of comments and is very popular. For a change, we brought a little bit of sewing paraphernalia with us, oil cans, thimbles, etc., etc. They'll create a little bit of interest for people and a few memories, I'm sure. Moving right along to the Singer section, we have 3 Singer 12s with us, all with different decals. We have the Acanthus decal, the Large Roses decal, and the beautiful Mother of Pearl, which is always popular. And some of the cases are also on display. Coming down, this is a new entrant in our mobile museum displays, is the New Home T3. Around about 1890, this is as heavy as heavy. And always a popular thing on our displays, the Frister and Rossman. This is a magnificent machine. Coming down to another one that we don't take out very often, the A&A, which is badged for an Australian company, we believe, but is actually an American Davis machine. And another one which we haven't taken out for display before, the Service, which is actually a Winselmann hand crank German machine, well, we don't really know the exact year, around about 1890 perhaps. And round about that, or a bit earlier, a Wilcox and Gibbs serging machine. People are amazed to find that these are so old. And the Wheeler and Wilson number 8, which is one of Wayne's favourites. And a hand crank in very loved condition, which people will be using. My Singer 103, which people will also be able to try, or I will also sew on. And one of the other things that we have brought with us today, because this is a fashion school, is garments. And these garments were worn by my late mother. This garment here is actually very similar to one that was found in a 1961 insert in an Australian Women's Weekly. A dear little jacket that she had, which is very soft. This outfit, and gosh, it looks like it needs an iron, yet it has been done. It always reminds me of Jackie Kennedy. And one of the favourite garments she had for me was this beautiful shot taffeta dress. It's rose pink, but it looks blue, it looks purple, depending on the light you're in. And Mum's wedding dress. 17th of May 1952 they were married. Ivory satin, absolutely beautiful. And of course we wouldn't be there without a couple of photos of the happy bride and groom. Oops, the light is shining right on it. So we've already had wonderful reactions to the beautiful wedding dress. Some of the girls have just loved it. Up on the back wall, another popular item that people see is the wall hanging that I made with the quilted fabric. And something new this year, again, the smocker, which most people would never have seen something like this. This is an Australian edition, which we've had for a while but never really bring it out with us. And some items which have been smocked. Just a quick look over at the Dukies, which is the Holmesglen section. And a quick pan out, and you can see we're up on the 4th floor. It's quite a view. Around to the Mouldercott and the pinking machine and the puzzle box, which are always popular entries when we take them out. Cotton, the lovely set of drawers, and the Ideal sewing machine, 1912, made in England. German Muller, American Little Worker, 3/4 size full sewing machine. Back into one of our favourites, the almond platform, which came in the box. The carpet sewing machine, which Wayne loves to pieces, and so do most of the gentlemen. And the Charles Raymond household machine, which is just glorious. And the Weir, which was apparently a copy of the Charles Raymond. Another beautiful American machine, the Gem and its box. And down to the old perennial favourite, the Jones Serpentine. Moving along to the Elsie Blick collection. This is the braiding machine which she used. Elsie was an absolute whiz at embroidery. We've been lucky enough to obtain her machines and some photos of her and samples of some of her work, which were no doubt the trials that she did before finally deciding, yes, this is good, this is what I'm going to do. And her work was absolutely exquisite. Now, no place, I should say, one more machine of Elsie's, the Cornelli machine. Quickly going over, we have the toy machines, always a favourite. The Wilcox and Gibbs treadle. Oops, I should go around the front, shouldn't I? And into our lovely favourite, the Davis vertical feed. Moving right along, slight detour to another lot of toys on display, and around to another Charles Raymond treadle, which is always a favourite when we take them on our displays. Bibberfell Bluebird in the lead-light cabinet. Have you ever seen anything more glorious than that? And back view of another Singer 12 with the mother of pearl. This one's a treadle, not a hand crank. Back over to what we call the wow factor, with the glorious colours in the 1960s, from the oranges down to the whites. Featherweight, even though it looks white and some lights and green in the others. A modern one, Chinese, probably around about 2000. Japanese chevret, Sankyo, Maya Deluxe, all badged, of course. The Necky, bright yellow. Singer Featherweight, an H.G. Palmer. The Victor Deluxe, favourite of the Philadelphia, and the gloriously pink Atlas. Nearly all of these are Japanese machines badged for their purchasers and retailers. Last look around, back to a couple more garments that were my mother's, and this coat is one I actually still wear at times, and Mum was photographed in 1952 wearing it. One more coat of hers, a black and white garment that always got a lot of comments when we had it at the mill. The Rollo's Rotoscilla, which was a free sewing machine, or made by this free sewing company. And the lucky last garment, Collingwood fans would love this dress, black and white stripes. It's always been one of my favourites of Mum's. and she was so petite. Once again, I hope you have enjoyed looking at the display we have here at Holmesglen Institute, brought to you by Maryborough, Judy and Wayne McHale. Thank you for watching us.